Covid-19, c'est quoi ça encore? C'est quelle maladie ça?
Artists and prominent personalities, celebrities have been contributing their own quota to the fight against this current pandemic. They've been doing works that carry very strategic messages, especially preventive ones. Comedians have done a fantastic job. They've come up with comic skits that don't only make people laugh, but that educate people as far as this pandemic is concerned. One of such artists who have been doing quite much as far as this pandemic is concerned is Frankzuru. Frankzuru is a young African comedian based in the city of Columbus. He has produced a skit that talks about the coronavirus and, of course, teaches about this pandemic. He now joins us on the show to explain more on that. Frankzuru, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, sir.
How are you today?
No, I'm doing good, sir. And you?
I'm good. So, how are you coping with the pandemic?
So we just like everybody is just isolated, and that with God, everything is moving as planned.
With God, everything is moving as planned. And so, you have just produced a comedy skit on the coronavirus, and it the scenario, is crafted around Uber. That is Uber driving, and you title it The Uber Driver. First of all, tell me, why do you choose this particular sector to send your corona message across?
Yes, sir. I choose the side of the Uber driver, not only the Uber driver, but other drivers. Because if you see, like the statistics, the full-time drivers can easily carry 15 to 30 passengers a day. And many of their customers come straight from the airport.
Wow.
So most of these people, if we don't put preventive measures, like whosoever that goes into the car that requested for a ride, that person, when the person drop out of the car, the driver in question will not be safe, and the passenger in question, because when they get home, they have to take the virus too, and you don't know how many rides they will request for a day.
Right.
So I deem it necessary. I said, no, let me not focus on the virus, but let me focus on preventive. And that preventive, I really prepared my own first aid box, which was, I have warm water,
okay.
I have gloves, I have sanitizer, and I have soap. So if all the driver could do that, I think the spread of this virus will reduce.
So if you can drive along with your hot water, sanitizer, and soap, that will help your passengers during this time. I don't even know if people are making such movements nowadays even. Well, that is the story of Kickback COVID, crafted around Uber driving. And our guest is a comedian who has developed a script on that and, of course, has produced it. So tell us how you built this script.
Yes, I developed this script considering the life of the driver and the life of the passenger.
Okay.
Because both parties are not safe. You don't know who is a victim. So when I conceived and I came out with this idea, I said, okay, if the driver can be protected and the passengers are protected, then the entire world will be safe.
Right.
Because the highest number of spread of this virus will be a result of transportation.
Right. So how many actors? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so that is the area which I targeted.
Right. So you actually sat down and wrote the script. How long did it take you to develop the dialogues?
No, it just took me just about 4 hours to develop the script, because most of this thing is already in mind. It's things that we see day to day, and we do it regularly. So It's not something that you really need to. We know how preventive measures are. You have to wash your hands regularly with soap. And so I just say, this is cool. So if we should also if we also carry the message to the world and everybody practice doing that, I think it will really reduce the spread of the virus.
Sure. So how many actors are playing in the skit?
Yeah, with this skit, I choose 3 actors, myself, the passenger, and the cameraman.
Okay. And
yeah, because I consider that most of the time, most of people request just a ride, like one passenger. So I said, okay, let me use that one sample and spread it to the world.
Beautiful. How long is the skit?
So, excuse me, sir?
How long is the skit?
No, it was just about 5 minutes.
Okay. And
yeah.
And how long did it take you to complete the work?
Okay, I used 4 days to develop the script.
Okay.
Then I used another day with my actors just to practice it, how it will really come out for the benefit of the society, the world. Yeah, and then the other day we go into shooting.
Okay, and it was directed by you?
Yeah, it was directed by me, produced by me.
And on what locations did you shoot the story?
Yeah, I just walked to the street. Like I started at my door post, so I requested a ride at my door post. So to the street, because I really developed the script, making the way to see that it's not only indoor, like outdoor, people should see exactly what transpired between the driver and the passenger. Right. So I tried to project the image for them to see exactly what used to happen.
I know you've done scores of other educative pieces like this, but what was your experience doing this particular one on the coronavirus?
Yes, it's really challenging. Like if you see, I used to drop a video every week. Now it's really difficult for us to drop because we find it very difficult to come together and plan as we used to do things. So most of the time we only communicate via phones, which is very difficult because there are certain things that when we develop a script, we try to sit down and we talk on it. We'll see after when we have made the casting and everything. We talk and we try to practice, but now we hardly practice because of the social distancing. So it's really a challenging moment for us. Like everything is slow down.
A lot of people have watched the comedy skit, including myself, and I must attest that it's a masterpiece. The message actually goes across. What has been the feedback of people who've watched it? What are they telling you?
Yeah, a lot of people give me a lot of positive impression, like this was really good. They wish all other drivers could do same, like it will really help to reduce the spread of this virus.
Right.
Yeah, we have been having a lot of positive impression. Though you not have positive, and it's something comical in nature, and people will have their own way of judging it. But the main thing is let the message go to the world. Because if you produce the message and people doesn't carry it to the world, for people to see, that message will die down. People will not have the message. And if they don't have the message, they will not know how to prevent themselves.
Right. Now, the coronavirus, which started as an infection, has grown into something very big with a lot of angles, the economy affected, social life affected, so many things. That automatically creates scores of topics, to address in works like the one you do. Are you planning to develop another skit from another angle?
Yes, I'm still thinking of working on, and every day I kept praying that Father give me an idea that will be positive for the world, that will help the world to reduce the spread of this thing. So day to day, I'm really been working on it, and I'm still planning to come out with a script on this because along the line, I discovered so many things that goes wrong, whereby many people are even facing the victims. They don't even know how this thing comes about. But along the line, I discovered so many things which I will bring them out and project it for the world to see.
And when you do that, Frankzuru will be open to receive you again on Apex One Radio. So we continue the important education on this. I want to thank you so much. Congrats on the great job you are doing as far as education is concerned. Yours is a voice that matters in this fight. Congrats again, and do have a fantastic rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ernest, and thanks again for having me at Apex One Radio.
Stay safe and bye for now.
Thank you, sir.
Covid-19, c'est quoi ça encore? C'est quelle maladie ça? Y'a Corona, respectons les consignes d'hygiène données par nos gouvernements. L'affaire est sérieuse, donc nous aussi soyons sérieux.
So the coronavirus is serious. On our part, we have to be serious as well and fight it. We can only be serious if we respect the advice given to us by health professionals and, of course, our respective governments. Number one, make sure you continue washing your hands every moment. You can wash them as many times as possible. Number two, sanitize your hands. Use hand sanitizers. If there is no water available, if there is no soap available, use hand sanitizers. Number three, when you are sneezing or you are coughing, do that, in your arm so that the droplets don't spread. Number four, maintain social distancing. That is, stay at home. Also, avoid touching your face. Avoid touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth. And if you must do so, because these spots do itch at times, you need to wash your hands thoroughly. Now, if you respect these measures, the spread of the coronavirus will not only reduce, but before you know it, it will be eradicated completely. The entire Apex One Radio team contributed to this 6th episode of Kickback Corona Virus on Apex One Radio. Marcel Ajit produced the show from Varsovia in Switzerland. I will be back tomorrow for edition number 7, when it will be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Ernest Kanjo. Thank you so much for your kind attention, and do have a fantastic rest of the day. May God bless you and stay safe.
Corona, ça a commencé en Chine. On n'a pas pris au sérieux, on a laissé avancer. Attends la goye, c'est Agnès. Aïe, c'est créé. Aïe, c'est créé.